Everybody, welcome back to Ogre Speed Shop. We got to kick this project into overdrive because we got less than 2 months before the show, and we got a lot to do. So let's get into the next round of preparation for the truck gathering. So again, I've been doing a lot of stuff off camera just because it's not really worth filming. So I got a wire run from here, goes down, around, and over to the proportioning valve for my light, and it works, which means there's no pressure in it right now, obviously. I got lights working back here. This is still, yeah. So I got brake lights. I got running lights. And I got turn signals. So those all work. So that means all the wiring is good. These aren't the bulbs I'm going to leave back here. I'm going to get housings because I need lenses. So I'm going to get full housings that are all integrated. Maybe LEDs, I don't know yet. If I need LEDs, then I might have to run a different flasher, all that good stuff. But you'll see what they have probably at CarQuest. They got a whole wall of lighting. So I need those. And I did check that if your bed is wider than 80 inches, I believe, or 82 inches, you need side markers on it. So I need to replace the ones that were on here because there was a red one back there and an amber one there. So I need to worry about that as well. And because this is 84 inches wide, so it definitely needs to have those. Eventually, I'm going to get chicken lights for the top two to add those to it to really give the look that I want. But first thing I'm going to do, because I am not happy at all with the way my welder was performing when I did the sway bar mounts. And I would show you them, but I am totally embarrassed by it because it did not come out at all good. So that needs to come off anyways to put new bushings in it when they come. And I'll probably be ordering those this week, along with the master cylinder and a few other things. So we get this thing actually running, driving. We need to seal up the front diff because I haven't done that yet. Put fluid in that. Did notice that the rear seal on the transfer case is leaking. So that's something we need to get into and fix. And windows. I need to put windows in. Oh, look, I put the door locks on. They all work. So the windows have been sitting back here, and I think I got them pretty well hidden from being broken, but I don't trust the fact that they can't get broken, So, oh yeah, the fuel tank. We'll get into that though. So we got the fuel tank that I'm cleaning right now that doesn't have any holes in it, so it'll be worthy of using. And I'm just cleaning it right now. I got diesel soaking in it, and it's actually working really good. I didn't realize diesel was such a good cleaner. And I got to figure out front marker lights as well. These those are coming, those are ordered, so I'll have side marker lights. That's about it. So let's get into what some of the things we're gonna be doing. Let's get that sway bar off of there so we can cut the mounts off that I put on there that are just awful. Now let's get these things off of here. As they are bigger than that. I don't know how tight I tighten these. They shouldn't be too tight. So I am going to get polyurethane bushings for it because the kit's actually pretty cheap. Excuse me. But yeah, it's one of those things. How much sizes did I grab? Oh, I got the nuts on the bottom. I was wondering. Okay, went backwards. All right, see if this thing will fall on my face now. It wanted to. All right, there's that. Like I said, I would show you the mounts, but they're awful. And the mounts themselves aren't bad, but I don't know what I was thinking on some of it. But like I got this one lined up nice over here, and this one's like not, and it's crooked. I don't know. And the welding, oh my God. Don't get me started on that. It just was not welding. I need a new welder, something fierce. So if anybody wants to, put a shout out to Miller or Art Captain or Yes or anybody, that'd be great. But all right, we got the sway bar out, so we can start cutting them mounts off. And let's get that differential under there sealed up too. So basically all I've been doing is dumping the diesel fuel in there, picking her up, sloshing her around. Then I'll drain her and see what kind of crap comes out. I already emptied out a bunch of dirt before, so let me clean this out. And then we'll dump her out and see what we get. I don't deal with diesel fuel too often, but I didn't realize how oily it is. Like residue sticks around for a while. It doesn't evaporate like gasoline does. So let's get this thing drained, see what kind of crap comes out. It's already cleaned that up. That was crusty. It's already cleaned that up, just sloshing it around a little bit on it. We got about 2 gallons in here. I'm sure it'll dilute out enough when I put real gas in it to clean the rest of it out. We'll let that settle for a little bit and we'll see what's in the bottom of it, because it seems to separate pretty nicely. So that was pretty clear when I put it in there. You can see how it's kind of faded or hazy. So it's definitely a start. This is the second round of it. But what I do is I look right here, I take my Harbor Freight light and I stick it down in there, then I take a look through here to see what kind of a difference it's made. It's an interesting cable wire right there. I just kind of look inside there and it helps to turn the light on. Oh yeah, that was way cleaner than it was. Do the same thing this way. Down in there. There's a little bit of rust, but not enough to, it's not like heavy rust. So I think we're good to go for using this. I got a new donut rubber seal on order, should be here today. So I got the sending unit that works. I'm going to see if I can get a new sock for it. I don't know if you can get a new sock for it. I'm going to put a filter after this anyways, between the frame hard line and the hard line that comes out of here. It goes down through the floor. Put a filter between that way it collects, or it'll catch anything that comes through there at first. So yeah, I think we're good to go for using this tank now. We got to put some real gas in it because diesel stinks. And no, I'm not a diesel guy yet. I kind of want to be. Not pure diesel guy, but I want to be. I want to get me a Cummins 12 valve. Give me a nice tow rig engine for that truck eventually. I just want to show this bucket was clean before I dumped the diesel back in. So that's what the diesel got out of the tank. So I think the rest will be, well, it'll probably clog up a couple fuel filters, but eventually it'll clean. All right, I got the diff cover sealed back up now. I just used RTV. I didn't feel like getting a gasket. And gaskets usually soak through anyway, so RTV usually works better. So yeah, I just gotta fill her up, and then that part will be done. See how ugly those are? Yep, I'm not gonna show them for too long, but yeah, really ugly. Anyways, so we can put some fluid in that now. I think I want to do something with the motor mounts, because as you can see, since I removed the K-member, they are attached to nothing down below, so they're only bolted to the top of the frame, which is probably enough, but especially since it has a transmission bell housing mount back there. See it back right there. There's one of those on each side. And it has a transfer case mount too, and they're all rubber, so there shouldn't be any binding or the isolation should be there. But I kind of would like something up there. I gotta look into what four-wheel drive trucks used. I know I got a K-member from it's a crossover bar thing from the square body. That I could probably try to figure out how to modify that and make it work, but I don't know. The slant six kind of really limits some of the things you can do. But at least we got plenty of clearance between it and the diff by the looks of it. Maybe not the motor mount. That's pretty close. But I'm not doing any heavy duty off-roading or anything with this thing. It's just, I want a 4-wheel drive so I can drive into a field and rescue a truck if I need to, or a car. So I went ahead and pulled the seat out. Because for one, when you take that cover back off, it's a lot easier to work in here without something big as a seat in here. And two, we gotta put the tank in. It's a lot easier with the seat out. And I'm gonna cut these cab mounts down a little bit too, because I don't want them hitting the tank. So yeah, I think we're good to go to, well, first vacuum in here. And that all fell off the seat, all that dirt that's in there. So that came off of this thing. It's like, even after I cleaned and painted it, it's like, where's it coming from? I guess maybe from the cushions. But anyways, someday I'll do a reupholster the seat. But yeah, so we're gonna take the cover off, hook up the reverse light switch. I know it works because I had it working on the old truck. So yeah, just gotta get lights, reverse lights for it. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Keep saying yes, says so. But anyways, I'm gonna take the tranny tunnel off, get this ready for the tank. I'm gonna do it till tomorrow to where I can have it sealed up, because I don't want that smell in the shop of the diesel and gasoline and old varnish. All right, so I think we are definitely gonna cut these bolts off back here, because there is a detent in the tank, but I'd rather make sure it's clear. So I'm gonna put a nut down over it. I'm gonna cut about a 1/2 inch off of it just to give it some clearance. Well, you all should know that I thought I was recording when I cut these bolts off, but I didn't. All I did was put a nut down over it to give me that 1/2 inch of clearance I want. And then I just backed the nut off and cleaned them up with a wire wheel. So yeah, I didn't have the camera going. I remember checking the microphone, and then I must not hit the play. So it happens. It's one of the things you deal with when you're recording for this stuff. But anyways, so we got those clearance, so the tank can go in anytime now. All right, so I hooked up the reverse light. It's in reverse right now. Key is on. I have a test light hooked up to it back here. So look at that. We have reverse lights. We're now 11.5 volts. Cool. So it turns out I got enough riv nuts here to do this whole panel and have, you know, more permanent solution to the holes for it. Looks like I might have to do something different here. I ain't gonna worry about it right now though, because that one cut in. I have to add a piece in here. But just real quick, can't remember what size this drill bit is, but these are 1032s. But I've had this drill bit forever, and it's a shorter bit, so I know exactly which one it is. I can just go grab it out of my drill holder and my bit holder, whatever you want to call it. So I know this is the right size for it. Just drill it out. Screw on a riv nut. Stick her in and squeeze. Unscrew it, and there you go. Perfect place for a 1032 screw. So I just got 13 more of those to do. Well, 12, because I'm not going to do that one. And there you have it. 13 new riv nuts. So, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that yet. For now, I'm not going to do anything. But, so yeah, I'll probably seal this up too. That way that's sealed and I don't have to remove it again. So this is that cover piece. This is a V8 cover. This is a V6 or inline 6. So I had to make that cover for it. So I'll probably pull it off and put some sealer around it just to make sure it's sealed up. All right, got her all seam sealed, so that part of it's going to be nice and sealed and be removable in the end. Remember I said that, did I say or was I saying to myself? I do talk to myself a lot. But I don't want to reuse the self-tappers because they strip out. And every single one of these pretty much stripped out. So it's good enough to press it down on there to get the seal on there, and that'll be good enough to keep it together. So we can get this put back in now. So we have reverse light and we have all the riv nuts in. Well, I've had this thing out here draining all day now. And there's no more dripping. I sprayed brake clean all up through it too, just to be sure. Then we're going to bring it into the shop for the night. I'm going to put the sending unit in it, seal it up, and if it stinks really bad in the morning, then we'll worry about it then. But I think it's about time we can put this thing in the truck, but I want to make sure it doesn't stink too bad, and I don't want to put it in there with it reeking. So I'm going to do that first. We're going to bring it in and get the sending unit put back in it, sealed up, and seal it up for the night and see what happens. All right, we're going to get this old crusty sending unit installed here. And I do not have a sock for it, but I got filters I'm going to put between the frame and the, so between this, well, I'm putting a filter between here and the frame line. That way I'll be able to see what's going on with it. But this is a 5/16 one because that's what the line and everything is on this. Until I change it to a bigger engine, it'll be fine for the 6-cylinder. But this is the part it's LO, so Lima Oscar 02 is the part number, and it comes with a new gasket and a new ring. I'm going to compare it to the old rings because the new rings sometimes aren't as good a quality, and that might just be the case here too. So I may use one of the old rings, but we'll see how this one works. But it was $7.99. I got it for $2.50 after my military discount, and I had a $5 rewards discount. A little more level. Get the sending unit in first. Flip her around so the angle's right on it. This goes just like that. So the tabs go up. These tabs go up. Make sure that O-ring doesn't move. Sometimes with these new O-rings, it makes it a little tougher to get the ring to go. But, so once you get those tabs started, got one down under. Let me need a punch. Now, there's something to be said about using a brass punch instead of a metal punch, just in case, because of you don't want sparks coming off metal to metal. Well, yeah, but this thing hasn't had real gas in it for 20, 30 years. Yeah, I got her started. Yep, there she goes. So I did test this sending unit, and it seems to work, but we'll see. I also checked to make sure the float wasn't leaking or didn't have any holes in it. At the time, it didn't, but it doesn't mean it ain't going to later. So I'll be curious to see if it actually works with the gauge. Seriously, just almost break that tab off. So I was talking about the new stuff just isn't as good as the old stuff. That old one go that I just had. There it is. This has little notches in it too, where this one doesn't. I'm going to switch it out. I don't like the way this thing's going on. I only bought that kit for the O-ring anyways. This thing, yeah, it ain't good. Tabs are under. Yep, okay. I think we're good to go. I don't have my glasses on, so if it looks like I'm fumbling, it's because I am, because I can't see what I'm doing. They're just reading glasses, but I need to go see the eye doctor, because my LASIK's about expired, I think. There's a little notch on this ring that has to go up and over this thing and down into it, so that's the problem I'm having. It doesn't want to go up and over it. There, one of them went. God dang, finally. All right, now we're in. So I'm going to put this line on just because. I'm going to put the cap on. I'm going to put a cap on here. That way we know if overnight. If we come in here in the morning and this whole place smells of gasoline and varnish, then we may hold off on putting it in. But as of right now, I don't smell nothing, but you know how that goes. Cap on. There we go. Let me get a vacuum cap for that side. All right, should be pretty much sealed up now. So if it stinks in the morning, we'll know. The other thing I did off camera is I went in here and I went ahead and kind of cleaned up and painted. I started with etching primer on all the bare metal from the replacement panels. And no, I haven't ground down the weld yet, but I'm not too worried about it right now. And then I painted it with the etching primer, which is like a real light mint green. And I went over it with the orange, whatever, not orange. God, what am I thinking? Not orange, but the Hunt Club green, which isn't quite right, but I think it needs to be more of a flat color. That's what it looks like right there. Definitely not the same as that. You know, you can see the difference if you compare it to the glove box and the floor. But we'll figure it out eventually. I'm not sure what we're going to do for a color scheme anyways. I just want to protect the metal. So that's what I did. So that's the other reason why we're waiting until tomorrow to put the tank in, because gotta wait for all it to dry in there. Maybe I should put a coat of rust reformer on this too. I really ain't too worried about it. It's gonna be behind the seat. But anyways, that's what we're doing. Let's see if this whole shop smells like gas or not, and diesel fuel. Nope, smells like Oklahoma red dirt. I don't smell nothing. So I'd say this tank is sealed, so we can put this thing in today. That's awesome. Right on. And then we'll put some gas in it, make sure it works. Heck, we'll hook it up and get rid of the boat tank. That'll be awesome. Let's get back from town. We're gonna put this tank in. But I picked up a bunch of different lighting options. Well, not options. I got lights that'll cover every aspect of the lighting on this. But I gotta make sure they all work. These ones here, I needed to buy a separate bracket to make the fronts work. If I'm gonna do that, I'll figure something out. These are the ones I want to test first. They're the rear ones because they have integrated reverse lights. And I know the hole back there is 5 inches, but we can always modify it to make it work, I think. So I think if we put this in here, but I definitely want it recessed a little bit more than that. So I don't know, we'll see. It's also got a license plate light on it, but I'll have to figure out some way of blocking that or disconnecting that. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it's releasing pressure, so it pressurized overnight. So we should be good. This is a vented cap, but it might need replaced. So it doesn't actually smell that bad. It smells more like brake clean than anything else, which means it got most of the diesel out. Let's get this thing installed. It's really easy when there's nothing in here. The part I'm kind of curious about is whether or not this grommet actually works. Because I tried it on the other truck, on that one. For whatever reason, it didn't seem to fit. That seems like it's going to seal, so maybe I should put it in first, then push through it. I think that's what we're going to do. It does have a little indentation or a little tab right here, and there's an indentation right there. So it goes a certain way. Seems to be in there. I'm going to get some Vaseline and put in there just because I don't want it to pop out. Just want it to slide in nice and smooth. Vaseline is one of the best things you can use for like fuel system stuff just because it's petroleum based. So make it nice and slippery. That's it, huh? Cool. Seems to work. Get these little plate things right here that help pinch it on there, and then some 5/16 bolts. So I'm gonna clean those up and then get them installed. kind of funny. You can tell the difference between which ones are the top ones, because there's 3 across the top. Which ones are the bottom ones, because there's 4 across the bottom. They're the ones that were rusty and crusty. So yeah, imagine that. So what do I do with the other bolts? Sorry for the loud noise, but there we go. Tank is installed. So I don't know why it would make a difference, but this tank is out of the red truck, or the white truck, the original C60. And I don't know why it wouldn't line up. It should be all the same, but you know how it goes. Everything's different. Plus we did some floor repair in here too as well. But yeah, let's get the line put in. Put the gas cap on too. Just at least on there so it don't get lost. I put a grommet in here. It's not the right, like I got 2 grommets actually. And it's just enough to fit it through there and be good enough. At least it won't be rattling on the metal. And I actually put one big one and like next size down to fit in there. I'll probably eventually order the actual one. So you can order it from Classic Parts of America, I think, if I remember right. I'm sure there's other places you can order to from, like LMC and places like that. If you want to wait forever for shipping, you can go through Classic Industries. I don't know if they've changed since the last time I ordered from them, but something I always hated about them is they take forever for shipping. And I lived in San Diego. They're in LA. It would take a week to get something. They're right next door. I could have driven up there. But anyways, tank is in. I plugged in the sending unit, so fuel gauge, and it instantly dropped down to where it's supposed to. So you see how I wired the blue wire up there? There's a plug up there. So I put a fitting on that, plugged her in. Now all I gotta do is lighting. That goes to that plug right there, the orange and white lighting. But I want to add the under dash lighting too, so ain't a big deal. I just don't have the sockets for it. But I also don't have the door switches that go right there. There's a little spot for it. Could probably put one right here too. I just thought about that, but whatever. I'm gonna put them right there where they're supposed to be. But yeah, we got a fuel gauge. Yay! So I tested these lights and they do work. But I'm gonna have to make a mounting plate because let me get this thing open here. Because that plate needs to be grounded for it to work. So you need to bolt straight through it to a plate, and then we can put the thing on. I might have to clearance a little bit on that hole, but other than that, everything seemed to work. So should be good to go with that. It kind of looks like, to make it work, I just got a clearance for these lens mounts right here. So it won't be much at all. Just gonna mark right there. I don't think this paint marker works anymore. Somewhere in there and somewhere in here. The 2 bottom ones, they go flat against this plate. So as long as I can get this up against this pretty close to being flush. So just got to clearance these little nicks right here, and we should have a good flush mount tail lights. Notice there's a mounting plate right there already. So we may be able to tap into that to hold it in place. So we'll see how it lines up at all. But first I'm gonna clearance this so we can get it in all the way and see where it's at. Well, I gotta say, I think that'll work out perfect. So just gotta get her mounted up and figure out a way of grounding it. All right, so good news. Once I clearance for those points right there, this lines right up as well. So this bracket I made is perfect. I just gotta make another one to match and weld that area where I cut so it'll stand up to time. But yeah, that'll work. Pretty cool. Kind of explain what I did here. So I just took a piece of 2x2 angle and I cut it off at 1 5/8 inches to bend it over to go to the back of this bracket and throw bolts everywhere. Because that bracket that's on the inside is actually flat. It's parallel to the back. So it's parallel to the back of that. So I had to make something that's parallel to the back of the light. And then to fill the gap, I just added a nut. So that all fills the gap between the bracket that's in the truck and this bracket. And it worked out perfectly, and it pulls it in right where it needs to be. So I just need to clearance that one area where these the lens bolts in. And on the other side, make another bracket like this, and we're good to go. I was actually getting ready to cut this to bend it over like I did this one. And I realized it'd probably be easier to drill the holes first. So I'm going to get the markings done for the drill to drill the holes first. Then I'll come in here and cut that to bend it over. So I'm doing is just putting it up against her like that. I'm going to use a right angle pick and mark the holes. So we got the holes drilled now, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this down. We go about just a little bit more than halfway through it. Then I'll bend it over. I'm going to bend it over. But yeah, safety first, right? If that'll work. Go down to 90 degrees-ish. Yeah, that'll work. I'm just going to weld that on both of them and be done. So let's hope this welder's working better today than it did the last time I used it. Ow. All right, so we don't have them fully wired up yet. However, we can show you how they work. So let's do reverse lights right now because that's the only thing hooked up right now. There's reverse. Look at that, we got reverse. Our running lights, our brake lights, our running lights again, headlights too, brake lights, headlights off, left turn signal, right turn signal with brake, left turn signal with brake. Everything works. So I don't know if you can see it underneath there or not, but you see the wires. This got them jumpered together right now. So it's just a matter of wiring it up. So pretty easy. And reverse lights work. We saw that. So everything works. And we obviously got a good ground back here. I cleaned up all the metal because, like I said, it grounds through the housing and to the brace. So we got some of these to make some adjustments on them to get them a little further in, tuck them up in. This one tucked in nicely. This one was being kind of bare, but so let's try not to stress out the plastic either by tightening them down too much. So, but this is probably a temporary solution for now. So I can come up with something that fits the hole better, but I mean, this has everything it needs. Brake lights, turn signals, running lights, and backup lights, so we're all good. I'm definitely gonna be running a much brighter backup light. Probably like underneath the bumper here and maybe one on the back up on the headache bar. But because you never know, I might be doing a night recovery someday. But who knows? Yeah, we're good on the lights in the rear. Just gotta wire them up. Did get side markers too. I think I mentioned that earlier. If I didn't, then I'm mentioning it now. Got side markers, so I got 2 ambers, 2 reds. The ambers go in front, reds go in the back. License plate lights, gotta wire that up. And the front running lights I've got these ones somewhere around here. Oh yeah. Tried these ones here and they just don't fit right or work right. So I'm gonna take those back and see what else I can find, or I gotta call Classic Parts of America and see if they can get the housings, because the catalog doesn't really show it, doesn't show it online, but it kind of mentions it has it. So like there's like a GMC section. So maybe if I call them and find out, hopefully I can get those housings, the right ones that go to it, along with the harness too. That'd be nice. Next thing I'm doing is I'm gonna work on installing the side markers. I just traced around it so I can smooth it out. I'm gonna take off all the diamond areas, the raised areas, so it lays flat because it needs a ground through one of the screws. So I guess the screw itself will do it, but the other thing I'm looking at is all the stuff that's hanging off the edge. I want this part to be the widest part of the truck. So I don't see any reason to have this thing or this hook here, that thing, that shelf, and especially over here, I have no reason to think I'll ever hang a hose, a cable, or anything on the outside of the truck here. I think this is designed for, you know, being in a field, not going anywhere. So I'm going to take off everything that hangs past that edge. That way it's clean and we stay in that 84-inch width of it. But still need the lights at 84. I guess it's 80 from what I read. So I don't know how true that is or whatever, but you know, that's what the internet said. But so we'll get to that eventually, but right now we're doing the lighting. Well, there you have it. We get the side markers on. I would light them up for you, but it's a whole lot of just temporary wiring. I'm just going to wire it up, and then I'll turn it on and show you all. But there you have it. Get the side markers though now. I did also go ahead and remove that spool rack thing too, and that shelf over there. I haven't got the smaller things off yet, like this hook and this pole thing and whatever that square, whatever that's for. So that's coming off, that's gonna come off, that's gonna come off. And I think that's pretty much it. Just kind of smoothing out all the areas that I ground stuff off of. But I guess that's it for now, until I figure out exactly what I'm gonna do with this bed. And you know, what I want to accomplish with it or what I wanna use it for. But that definitely needs to be cleaned up. Look how that was behind it, because it was only like welded here, little spot here, down inside there, but nowhere else. So it was, yeah, it was definitely an oil field attachment. But anyways, just want to share that is off there. We got to smoothen it out at some point, clean it up at least. And, but yeah, we got nice flat areas on the sides now. And I just realized my light's sitting over here. Like dead. Oh yeah. But anyways, that's where we're at with that. And I'm going to get stuff wired up on it and get the fuel system hooked up. That's the next thing. I was going to do that this morning, but I had to go to town and I didn't want to smell like gas, so we'll do that next. I get this boat tank disconnected here. Maybe run the truck a little bit in order for it to have an empty line, so when I pull the line off to connect to the tank, it won't spill all over me. I gotta figure out a way of holding this up. There goes the fuel. We got an inline filter. It's a clear one, so we can see what kind of crud might come out of the tank. So I just went with CarQuest because they're family owned, so I'm going to use them as much as I can. Just a little 5/16 hose. So we're going to go ahead and fire it up, let her drain a little bit, so that way we can get in there and hopefully hopefully change out the line so we can use that tank now. So I haven't fired her up for a while, so let's give her some choke. Make sure she's out of gear. Just that easy. Hopefully it sucks down some of the gas. Thing, I think it's going to get pretty good gas mileage because it takes a while for it to suck it all down. That'll be good enough. If not, then I'm getting it all over my arm. Go figure. All right, let's get this thing installed. So you want to make sure you check the flow on the filter before you put it in. So it's flowing this way. And I'm just going to use the hose that came in the package for this side. And I'm going to use the spring clamps because this is low pressure. So it doesn't matter. Plus I don't have any hose clamps this size right now. So it works for me. Let's see if we can figure out exactly how much we're going to need here. So we can reduce the amount we get on us. Right about there should do it. Got these neat cutters at a estate sale. How nice those work. Man, I am hitting my head on everything today. Transfer case, freaking fan blade, everything. Stop it. And my pants are falling down. Which can't really happen because they're coveralls, but you know. They're hiking up a little bit. Which makes it a little uncomfortable. I don't know how much you guys can see right now, but putting the other hose on the other end of the filter right now with the clamp. Ow! Oh, my elbow! I probably should replace this line too. It's kind of nasty. I cleaned it out, but all right, here we go. How much am I going to get on me? Almost got more on you than I did on me. Probably could have made that a little bit longer, but no, actually, no, it's perfect. I may end up replacing this line eventually, but let's wait till you get a bigger engine in it and put a bigger line. There we go. We are now officially hooked up to the original tank, or an original tank, we'll put it that way. It's not the. It's actually the tank out of the cab that came with this truck, or the GMC cab. The tank came with the GMC cab. But anyways, there we go. We are hooked up to the fuel pump, to the fuel tank. As I was editing, I realized you didn't get to see what the filter looked like. Nothing big, just a clear filter and 2 rubber hoses, but up to the tank. So I think it's time to put some gas in it. Make sure nothing leaks. All right, so I'm gonna have you guys watch the gauge to see if it moves when I fill it up or put some gas in. Got 5 gallons here, so it should move. If it doesn't, we'll put the other 5 in that I have and see what happens. Well, what did it do? Well, that's pretty good. 5 gallons filled it up. So I don't think the gauge is working right, but there we go. Come on, stop about 1/8 of a tank. Maybe a little bit more than 1/8 of a tank. Well, it's kind of showing something. All right, let's get her running our own fuel tank here. You can see the oil pressure or not, but as always, about middle of the way. Not too bad. Don't know if the fuel gauge is working or doing anything, but she's running on her own fuel tank now. Don't see any leaks. I think we're good. There might be a time where there's a little bit of stuttering or something from maybe a little bit of diesel fuel being left in there, but I think it'll work itself out pretty easily. There was some wiring this morning, and this is all I got done so far, but I'll show you why it took so long. I actually didn't start till like 11 because we went to an estate sale and I had to go to town to get some stuff. Check that out. Got side markers now. Don't have the rears yet because I haven't got to that part. But the reason why, because I wired these right down here into the center harness. So that way it's separate, and I made it so that you can disconnect it to take the bed off. So that's what I'm planning on doing back here too. All the wires are gonna be disconnected, be disconnected from the frame, so the bed can come off with all the lights in it. So that's the plan. But we got the front side markers lit up now. And I might have to get a new gas cap because I don't know if these are supposed to pressurize that much, but this thing just let off a good amount of pressure when I released it. I heard it when I was messing with the light right here, and I popped it open and just like, so I don't know. I don't know if that vented cap's working or not, or if I need one, or got to figure out something else, but we'll figure it out. FedEx just came by and dropped off the first part of my Summit order this week. Got to see if it's going to work. This is a master cylinder that, if anybody watched Sleeper Dude 88, or it's just Sleeper Dude on YouTube, he uses these all the time for his disc to drum setups, and it's manual, and it's because the bore is only 875, which you want for manual. You want a smaller bore for manual brake system. Since I'm not putting any kind of power boost on this or power brakes on it yet, I think eventually it might go get a Hydra boost, but that's if I do a Cummins. So we'll see. But let's get this thing opened up and see if it'll fit, or if it needs to be modified to fit. All right, so here it is. And I believe it's for a Chrysler. And the thing I'm worried the most about, and it looks like it's going to be a problem, is the hole sizes, but maybe not. I'm going to set you up so we can try it together. All right, let's see if this thing will fit or not. I'm not worried about the depth of that because I can adjust that. I just want to see if it's going to fit on the bolts. And that's what I was afraid of. It does not. They're even too small diameter-wise. But can we make it work? Sure we can. Let's see if it's centered at least. It is centered on the hole at least, so I could get these holes bigger and spread out a little bit. Probably make it work. I can't really see exactly how bad it is, so I'm going to move you guys over a little bit. Let me just drill it out and see what happens. All right, so I drilled the holes out to 1/2 inch, and then I just used a die grinder to grind out just the edges to bring it in, see if it fits now. It needs a little bit more work, and I'm going to adjust the pedal rod back a little bit, I think. And I think that pedal rod might be too big for that hole. The hole looks smaller than that pedal rod, so check that too. All right, do a little more grinding on it. And that push rod actually does fit. Oh yeah, just got to shorten it now. So I think we'll give that a try. Let me get in there and shorten the push rod and get this mounted up and see what happens. All right, so it turns out the pedal rod is too long. I had it the shortest setting, so it needs to go even shorter. So I'm going to cut a little bit of it off. All right, shorten the rod. Now see if we can get it in here. Yes, second hand here. Hold on. Second hand. I've already got a second hand. I need a third hand. Cool. It fits. Woohoo. I don't know if the angle of the reservoir is going to make a difference or not, but we'll find out if the brakes work or not pretty quick. Well, once we get lines made and or finished, get the lines finished. I'm gonna figure out where I put all my tools at. Oh, that's right, because I got three projects going on at once here. Let's see if the rod adjusts out still. Oh yeah, we got play. So we got some adjustment, which is cool. Just a little bit of space in between the rod and the master cylinder. Yeah, I think that'll do. Yeah, right there. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm just adjusting the brake rod on the pedal. Now we can make lines. I think I'll have to get some adapters, or I might have adapters for it, because these ports are both 3/8 24, I think, or 3/8 20. But it's just a matter of an adapter. So I need an adapter for well, that's 3/8 24 will fit on the one on the 5/16 line, but it needs a flared fitting. So Or does it? Yeah, it does. I can't see. I'm being blinded by the light at the same time as I'm trying to see. Well, it does have a flare fitting in the bottom, so should be able to just run a standard line for that. For the 3/6, oh no, that's going to be the rear. I got to figure out which one's which on this. I don't know if the front's the rear and the rear's the rear, or the front's the rear and the front's the front. So whichever one of them, I can just run the regular line on there by the looks of it. All right, so that's the tube nut for a 3/16 tube, a 3/16 line. I believe that should screw right in. It does. Well, kind of. It should. Should be the same. Yeah. So hopefully that's the front. I'm just going about the reservoir. I don't know if the reservoir is actually bigger in the back or not. So I gotta look. Typically, the bigger reservoir is your front. So we'll figure that out as we go. And that, I gotta find an adapter. I'm not sure if I have one. I might have one. If I don't, then I have to buy one. It's a 3/8 or 3/8 20 to 7/16 whatever for the 1/4 inch line. All right, so I do not have an adapter for the 1/4 inch line. That's definitely not it. It's 5/16. Why that one's getting tight. So basically what I need is an adapter kind of like this. It goes from 7/16 down to 3/8. And figure out why that's not liking the threads. I didn't find in the back, but not in the front. We'll figure it out though. I was a little worried about that being marred up or something, but it's got a little rough edge in it, but it's not taking any effort to get past it, so we're good on that. Cool. I just need the adapter. Well, UPS just stopped by and dropped off the other part of my Summit order. So let's see what all we got here. We got the bushing kit for the sway bar, interior light. So we'll have some lighting on the inside and side markers. Why they look different? Oh, okay. There we go. Side markers and a temp sensor. Cool. Markers came with all new hardware, so let's get them put on. At least one. It's about as simple as it gets for installing these. You just unscrew one and screw in the next. Man, I almost scratched my paint. So this here is just a reflector. As you see, there's no hole for a light back there. And we have lights, so we're gonna install the one that has lights. Ooh, pretty. Get it clips off. Usually with the new screws, working those clips. I think I'd rather trust the original ones over the new ones. Yep, that's what we're using. We'll leave the clips in there. And I think the light goes towards the back. That's where I think that's what I got on the, yeah, the light goes on the back. So stick it in there. Put the light in. And can't find the light switch. Is it on? Barely on. Let's turn the lights off. There it is. We have a marker light. I got a turn sill too, so let's test that. So there's a marker. And okay, turn signal not working. Oh, because the rears aren't hooked up right now. But anyways, we got marker light. Figured out why it was dull light and why it wasn't blinking, because I didn't have the front light hooked up. I'm still looking for a housing for that. Now, shoot, blink. There we go. Really got to find the housing for that front. I can get a lens for the one housing I have, but I make replacement lenses, but I can't find a housing. So I still got to call Classic American or Classic Parts of America to see if they have them or if they know where to get them. But But yeah, that's where I'm at right now with that. Just kind of want to emphasize a little bit, the front lighting on this is kind of separate from the rear. So the front lighting will work without the rear being hooked up and vice versa. So just wanted to emphasize that a little bit because I said it was because the rear wasn't hooked up, but it's because the front, I had this one disconnected right now, or at the time when it didn't work. That's why it didn't work. I'm trying to get this dome light installed too. I'm happy it's the flat blade style on this end because it makes it a lot easier to make this end plug into it, and they provide a plug, and I have the other end of that to make that side. Smells like gas in here, probably because this is off, but yep, get that thing installed. If you want to make wiring easy, get yourself a nice fish tape. This went right up in because it's arced like that. It just went right up in, right on into the hole up here. So not a bad tool. So when installing these lights, it's really simple. See the little tabs? They're just plastic tabs that pop into those holes. So you have to like disassemble it. Just get the hose line up and pop it in, and you're done. If you need to change the bulb, you can take the lens out. So well, it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but anyways, you can take the lens out to change the bulb if you need to. This kit actually gives you the full length all the way to the front. So I guess I have to rewire all this stuff here, but ain't a big deal. I just remove that, gives me extra wire for doing the under dash lightings. Now, with this though, because I don't have door switches, you have to turn it on, but it works. You just turn it on with the light switch over here. Turn it to the left, turns it on. You got an interior light. Pink. All right, we ready to make a mess? We'll try to pull that one out, stick this one in, and not spill a drop of coolant. What do you think? This is why I didn't want to fill it up all the way, but I ended up filling it up all the way, and here we are. I get it out to where it's hand tight, so I can spin it off by hand. Well, I'm trying to put the tool away. So can I get that one out and this one in? Let's get this out of the way. That could probably help. All right, here we go. Like that. Not too bad. Coolant's one of the things I don't like the feel of on my hands. Along with brake fluid. It's kind of cool. They actually give you another clip, but I already got one wired in. So. All right. Plug her in. We'll know right away if it's going to work because if I turn the key on, the temp gauge. Kind of hard to see the temp gauge, but if we turn it on, it should just jump up to the lower, not move at all. There we go. All right. Before it was jumping all the way up to hot, so looks like we got a good one. So we got her running here. Just want to see the temperature rising. And it's already gone from that mark there up to there. So it's working. So we have a temp gauge now. I think that's working too, because I mean it's charging, but so yeah, temp gauge is moving. Oil pressure's still good. I think that's working too. I gotta get a longer speedo cable, way longer than what I have, so that won't work until then, but it ain't moving anyway, so yeah, we got a working temp gauge now. That's awesome. So as you saw, all the lights are working. The only thing I haven't hooked up yet is the reverse lights and the license plate lights. So that's just a matter of tapping into the wiring that goes across there for the tail lights. I forgot to do it, basically. I just haven't done it. It's not that big of a deal. And reverse lights are just 2 wires, basically. But yeah, she's working. We got temp gauge now. Everything's really coming together. So I'm really liking it. Gotta love this truck. I think it's just cool. I think that's a good place to leave off on this video. So we still got a lot to do as far as getting it mechanically ready. We got to finish up the brakes, tires. That's going to be, I know it's going to be my downfall for making the show because they're expensive. And I don't want to run over the screws that I have laying around here. But anyways, so yeah, brakes, got to finish that up. Hopefully that master cylinder works. Otherwise, I got to find a different route. Well, heck, let's look at our list. All right, so what do we have up here? Everything's already crossed off pretty much. Wiring, we just finished pretty much. Wheels, tires, yeah. So those are the main things. Wheels, tires, brakes, and steering, oh yeah. So I was hoping to find, well, I'll talk more about it if I can find it, but I'm gonna do it for this video. You like this video, leave a like down there, leave me a comment, do all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, turn on your notifications, share my videos. Head over to Facebook if you could and follow me over there because I'm trying to build my presence there as well as far as the Ogre Speed Shop goes. So on that note, if you made it to the end here, appreciate it. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. So hey, I think only one person ever watches the end of my videos because I've only given away, well, I gave him 4, but I've only given away stickers to 1 person. So thanks a lot, Charlie over there at Old Rascal Garage for always tuning in and watching till the end. So if you like those stickers, if you want one, send me an email, ogresspeedshop.com. Not ogresspeedshop.com. ogresspeedshop@gmail.com. And send me your address and I'll send you a sticker, free of charge. So again, thanks for watching.